Your Path to Healthy Aging, a doctor's guide to thriving in your golden years. Good afternoon. As a physician who has spent decades caring for older adults, I want to share with you 7 essential principles that can transform how you age. These aren't just suggestions, they're evidence-based strategies that can add years to your life and life to your years. Let me walk you through what decades of medical research tell us about aging successfully. Deals Section 1, your foundation for mobility and strength. Let's start with something you do every day, walking. Your walking speed is actually one of the most powerful predictors of how long you'll live. I tell my patients this isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it's about measuring how well your entire body works together. Research involving over 34,000 adults shows that if you can walk at 1 meter per second, that's about 2.2 miles per hour, you're likely to live longer than we'd expect based on your age alone. Even more remarkably, studies from the University of Leicester found that people who walk briskly have cellular aging patterns equivalent to being 16 years younger. Your body essentially self-selects a walking speed that accommodates all your vital systems, your heart, lungs, muscles, bones, and nervous system. When your walking speed slows down, it's your body telling us that something important is changing. This is why I encourage you to think of walking speed as a vital sign, just like blood pressure or heart rate. You don't need expensive equipment to monitor this. Simply time yourself walking across your living room or down your hallway occasionally. I recommend you aim to maintain a walking speed above 0.8 meters per second. This translates to walking a mile in about 20 minutes or less. If you're currently walking slower than this, don't worry. Even increasing your pace by small amounts provides significant benefits. The key is walking with purpose and intensity, not just strolling. Start where you are and gradually increase your pace. I tell my patients to think of it as walking like you're late for an important appointment. Brisk, purposeful, but not so fast that you're out of breath. Even 10 minutes of brisk walking daily is associated with longer life expectancy. Now let's talk about something equally crucial, the strength in your legs. After age 30, you naturally lose 3 to 5% of your muscle mass each decade, and this loss accelerates after 60. This condition, called sarcopenia, affects your ability to climb stairs, get up from chairs, and maintain your independence. Your leg muscles are particularly important because they're your body's largest muscle group and directly impact your mobility. The good news is that resistance training, exercises that make your muscles work against weight or force, is the only proven way to not just slow this loss, but actually reverse it. I want you to perform a simple test right now. Sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do this easily, that's excellent. If you struggle or need to use your hands, this tells us your leg strength needs attention. Research shows that people who can perform this chair stand test easily have significantly better survival rates over the next 5 to 10 years. The solution is progressive resistance training 2 to 3 times per week. This doesn't mean you need to join a gym or lift heavy weights. You can start with body weight exercises like chair stands, wall push-ups, and heel raises. The key is gradually increasing the challenge as you get stronger. For nutrition to support your muscles, you need adequate protein, about 20-35 grams with each meal. This might mean adding an egg to your breakfast, including beans in your lunch, or having fish or poultry at dinner. Your muscles need this protein to maintain and build strength, especially as you age. I also want to address cognitive health, which is intricately connected to your physical health. Your brain, like your muscles, follows a use it or lose it principle. While some changes in processing speed are normal with aging, significant cognitive decline is not inevitable. The concept of cognitive reserve explains why some people maintain sharp thinking well into their 90s while others struggle earlier. Think of cognitive reserve like a bank account. The more you deposit through learning, social interaction, and mental challenges, the more you can withdraw when needed. Physical exercise is perhaps the most powerful tool for brain health. When you exercise, your brain produces more of a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts like fertilizer for your brain cells. Exercise also increases blood flow to your brain and reduces inflammation that can damage brain tissue. Research consistently shows that people who exercise regularly have a 40% lower risk of cognitive decline. This doesn't require intense workouts. The same brisk walking I mentioned earlier provides substantial brain benefits. Mental stimulation is equally important. Challenge your brain with activities that are appropriately difficult but not frustrating. This might include reading books slightly above your usual level, learning a new skill like a musical instrument or foreign language, doing crossword puzzles, or engaging in complex conversations. Social engagement provides another crucial form of cognitive stimulation. When you interact with others, whether family, friends, or community members, your brain processes complex social information, remembers conversation details, and manages emotional responses. This multitasking keeps your cognitive system sharp. Sleep is your brain's maintenance time. During sleep, your brain clears out metabolic waste products, including proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep with a consistent bedtime and wake time, even on weekends. D'accord. Section 2. The power of connection and purpose. Let me tell you about something that might surprise you. Your relationships are among the strongest predictors of how long you'll live. The research on this is so compelling that I consider social isolation a medical emergency. Studies following thousands of people over decades show that strong social relationships provide longevity benefits equivalent to quitting smoking. Conversely, social isolation increases your risk of death by 50%. This isn't just about feeling lonely. It's about measurable changes in your body's stress response, immune function, and inflammation levels. When you feel socially connected, your body produces less cortisol, the stress hormone that can damage your heart, brain, and immune system. Your blood pressure tends to be lower, your immune system functions better, and you're more likely to engage in healthy behaviors. Quality matters more than quantity when it comes to relationships. You don't need dozens of friends. You need meaningful connections with people who provide emotional support, practical help, and companionship. This might be family members, longtime friends, neighbors, or people you meet through activities. If you're currently feeling isolated, start small. Reach out to one person this week. Make a phone call, send a text, or arrange a brief visit. Consider joining a community group, religious organization, or volunteer activity. Many communities have senior centers that offer social activities, educational programs, and meal services. Technology can help maintain distant relationships. Video calls with grandchildren, online social groups, or digital communication with old friends can provide meaningful connection. Don't let unfamiliarity with technology prevent you from exploring these options. Many communities offer technology training for older adults. Intergenerational connections are particularly valuable. Research shows that older adults who regularly interact with younger people maintain better cognitive function and report higher life satisfaction. Consider mentoring opportunities, reading to children at libraries, or participating in intergenerational programs. Now, let's discuss something that gives your life direction and meaning: your sense of purpose. Having a strong sense of purpose, feeling that your life has meaning and direction, can literally add years to your life. Research involving over 7,000 adults found that those with the highest sense of purpose had a 15% lower risk of death from any cause. For women, this benefit was even stronger, 34% lower mortality risk. Purpose also protects against cognitive decline, reducing the risk of mild cognitive impairment by 28%. Purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. It's about having reasons to get up in the morning that matter to you. This might be caring for a pet, tending a garden, volunteering at a local charity, mentoring young people, maintaining family traditions, creating art, or contributing to your community. Purpose often evolves as life circumstances change. What gave your life meaning during your working years might be different from what matters now. This is natural and healthy. The key is to consciously identify what currently gives your life meaning and actively pursue those activities. Volunteering is particularly powerful for developing purpose. When you volunteer, you're contributing to something larger than yourself, using your skills and experience meaningfully, and often connecting with like-minded people. Research shows that volunteers have lower rates of depression, better physical health, and increased longevity. Consider your unique knowledge and experience. What can you share with others? Perhaps you have professional expertise that could benefit non-profit organizations, life experience that could guide younger people, or skills that could enhance community programs. Legacy-building activities also provide strong purpose. This might involve writing family histories, sharing stories with grandchildren, creating photo albums, or documenting important life lessons. These activities connect you to both past and future, providing a sense of continuity and meaning. Goal setting remains important regardless of age. Set both short-term and long-term goals that align with your values and interests. These might be learning goals, relationship goals, health goals, or contribution goals. Having something to work toward provides direction and motivation. Creative pursuits offer another avenue for purpose. Whether it's painting, writing, music, crafts, or any other creative expression, these activities provide personal fulfillment and often opportunities to share your creations with others. Section 3. Nourishing your body and controlling key health markers. Let's talk about fueling your body properly. What you eat becomes even more important as you age because your body becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients while your need for high-quality nutrition increases. The Harvard Nurses' Health Study, which followed over 100,000 people for 30 years, identified the most effective eating patterns for healthy aging. Those who followed what researchers call the Alternative Healthy Eating Index had an 86% higher chance of aging successfully, reaching age 70 with good physical and cognitive function. This isn't about following restrictive diets. It's about consistently choosing foods that nourish your body. The pattern that works best emphasizes vegetables, fruits, whole grains, nuts, legumes, fish, and healthy oils, while limiting processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive red meat. Let me break this down practically. Aim for 5 servings of vegetables daily. This might seem like a lot, but it includes everything from the spinach in your morning omelette to the carrots in your afternoon snack. Each serving is about half a cup of cooked vegetables or 1 cup of raw leafy greens. Include 4 servings of fruit daily, focusing on whole fruits rather than juices. Berries are particularly beneficial. Blueberries, for example, contain compounds that may help protect your brain from age-related changes. Choose whole grains over refined grains whenever possible. This means brown rice instead of white rice, whole wheat bread instead of white bread, and oatmeal instead of sugary breakfast cereals. Whole grains provide fiber, B vitamins, and minerals that support healthy aging. Include fish twice a week, particularly fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel. These provide omega-3 fatty acids that support heart and brain health. If you don't eat fish, consider walnuts, flax seeds, or chia seeds as alternative sources. Nuts are particularly important for older adults. A handful of nuts daily, about 1 ounce, provides healthy fats, protein, and various micronutrients. Research shows that people who eat nuts regularly live longer and have lower rates of heart disease. As you age, you need more protein to maintain muscle mass. Include 20-35 grams of protein with each meal. This might be eggs at breakfast, beans or chicken at lunch, and fish or tofu at dinner. Distribute protein throughout the day rather than eating most of it at one meal. Hydration becomes crucial as you age because your thirst sensation decreases. Aim for 8 to 10 glasses of fluid daily, including water, herbal teas and soups. If you're taking medications, some may increase your need for fluids. Now let's address the numbers that matter for your health: blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol. These three parameters are like the engine gauges in your car. They tell us how well your cardiovascular system is functioning. Blood pressure control is particularly important as you age. The SPRINT trial, which studied adults over 75, found that intensive blood pressure control, keeping the top number below 120, reduced heart attacks, strokes, and deaths by 25 to 27%. Your target should be less than 130/80 mmHg for most older adults. Monitor your blood pressure at home, if possible. Take readings at different times of day and bring these records to your doctor visits. If you're taking blood pressure medications, take them exactly as prescribed and don't stop them without consulting your doctor, even if you feel fine. The DASH diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and low-fat dairy while limiting sodium, can lower blood pressure as effectively as some medications. Reduce sodium by cooking at home more often, reading food labels, and choosing fresh foods over processed ones. Blood sugar management requires balancing tight control with avoiding dangerous low blood sugar episodes. If you're over 65 with diabetes, your A1C target might be slightly higher than younger adults, typically 7 to 8%, rather than below 7%. Monitor your blood sugar as recommended by your healthcare team. Pay attention to symptoms of both high and low blood sugar and adjust your medication timing and food intake accordingly. The Mediterranean diet pattern is particularly effective for blood sugar control in older adults. Cholesterol management has evolved significantly. Recent research shows that cholesterol-lowering medications benefit older adults just as much as younger people. Indeed, if you have cardiovascular risk factors, your LDL cholesterol should typically be below 100 mg/dl. The key to managing these parameters is working closely with your healthcare team while making lifestyle changes that support your goals. Regular monitoring, medication adherence, and healthy lifestyle choices work together to keep these numbers in healthy ranges. Remember that these 7 elements, walking speed, leg strength, cognitive engagement, social connections, healthy eating, sense of purpose, and health parameter control, work together synergistically. You don't need to perfect all 7 simultaneously, but gradual improvements in each area will compound over time. Start with 1 or 2 areas where you feel most confident, then gradually incorporate the others. Your goal isn't perfection, it's consistent progress toward a healthier, more fulfilling life. The research clearly shows that it's never too late to begin, and every positive change you make contributes to your overall well-being and longevity. Your golden years can truly be your healthiest, most purposeful years if you commit to these evidence-based principles. The choice is yours, and the time to start is now.